And in the time it's taken me to type some of this stuff out, Cody and Bret Hart are already going full steam. Let's see. Shit. A bunch of shit is happening here. Let me see. Alright, cool. So, now the internet knows we're here. And in the time it's taken to do that, let's see. A lot of wrestling matches happen, as it turns out. Wild how that works. Let's see. Kind of turn my attention to, I don't know if I'd call this a dream matchup, but it's certainly a matchup people would want to see. It's a prime Bret Hart versus Cody. Although Bret Hart could pretty famously have a good match with just about anybody, so not exactly a huge surprise there. Flash roll up. Count 2. Cody's going to take a breather after ejecting Hart to the outside. Battling it out, neither side really gaining the upper hand. But Bret Hart is to his feet first, goes for a last roll-up, but Cody sidesteps that and gains control of this match. But no, Hart now shooting Cody into that corner turnbuckle. And once again, another roll-up. But it only gets 2. Cody now trying to take the legs away from Bret Hart, trying to make that sharpshooter that much more difficult to apply. But Bret Hart, the excellence of execution will not be deterred, as he is to his feet first after getting slammed to the mat by Cody. And he's going to bring this fight right back into the center of the ring. Make sure Cody has nowhere to go, but Cody has other plans, striking Hart with that low blow. Once again, slamming Hart, and this time Hart rolling to the outside. And he's dazed as Harada starts his count. Both men just battling it out in this corner turnbuckle. Both men trying to gain the upper hand. It seems Cody has got it. Big lariat in the corner, but Bret Hart possibly going for that pile driver. But it will not find its mark. Cody takes his back, possibly setting up for that crossroads, but neither man willing to give an inch. And another flash roll-up situation. Cody possibly, he was able to kick out, but I don't know how much more of those he's going to be able to take. Cody once again working the legs of Bret the Hitman Hart. Big headbutt from the excellence of execution, but Cody making him work for it. Making it just that much more difficult to stay on top of this match. And that sit-out lariat must have taken a lot out of Hart, as Cody was able to get to his feet first. And once again, both men just reversal for reversal, just not letting the other man get the upper hand. Tight power slam from Cody. And that sledgehammer-like right hand finds its mark right in the face of Bret Hart, and another hard shot. Hart, once again now, trying to keep this fight to the center of the ring. Trying to make it so Cody has nowhere to go when he locks on that sharpshooter. Big guillotine to the back of the head. These two men, once again, this fight centered around that orange Gatorade turnbuckle. Hart running the ropes, goes for another sit-out lariat. And once again, Cody is to his feet first. Bret Hart is taunting Cody, but able to gain the pinfall victory. If there was ever a doubt in your mind just who the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, that is Bret the Hitman Hart. Well, with that over and done with, the dark match, of course, certainly hope people started to file in for another edition of Blake's House Professional Wrestling. We've got an excellent show for you guys tonight. If you can see the title of tonight's program, KoF is here again. And what I mean by that, of course, the KoF TV title was vacated by the Judgment Pro Wrestling All-Star team. We need a new KoF TV champion. So we are going to hold a 4-team bracket. 2 entries have already been selected, but 2 more will be chosen later on this evening over the course of tonight's show. And all 4 of those teams are going to battle it out for the newly vacated KoF TV title. Additionally, of course, we have got the Mag.Lo Open Challenge, a staple of Blake's House Professional Wrestling. Mag.Lo going to be taking on the winner of a Battle Royal taking place later on tonight. But let us figure out... we've got a lot of show before we can get to either of those contests. So let's go ahead and start that up right now. And I see Alex Ice, I appreciate the raid. If you guys are new to Blake's House Professional Wrestling, this is a weekly episodic program through Fire Pro Wrestling. You may recognize one of the competitors in Blake's House Professional Wrestling as Alex Ice himself, as well as a long laundry list of people from our local gaming communities, as well as, of course, professional wrestlers all around the world. Characters from your favorite video game series, from your favorite anime and manga, things of that nature. But right now, we need to go ahead and get into our first match of this evening. And if you've been paying attention for the past several weeks, David has been on a fact-finding mission. He's been given some direction from Phoenix Wright, a bit of an amateur detective himself, to try to determine just who the identity of the boss of Nick's wrestling organization really is. So David, he's going to be getting a little bit of help tonight. He is partnering with his longtime teammate, Matthew Knapp, and he is going to be going up against a historic team in the professional wrestling world. Of course, I mean Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. That match will be right now. Now, you may remember Matt and David as a very unorthodox tag team, but had a strong run, competed for the Blake's House Tag Team Championships, and the two of them are going to need to bring that same caliber of teamwork against a highly decorated, one of the winningest tag teams in professional wrestling history, of Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. David coming out strong, but that double leg blocked by Nick Jackson. As the two men go into this test of strength, neither man able to get on top. Step up enziguri from Clement. And big Mongolian chop. David is determined to find just who the boss of Nick's wrestling organization is. Now, how peculiar would it be if the Bucks were somehow involved in Nick's wrestling organization, as they have their own wrestling company in All Elite Wrestling, but maybe moonlighting as the heads of this other shadowy organization that's been holding a sword of Damocles over the Blake's House Judgment Pro Wrestling Alliance. Big chop to Matt Jackson, and seems David wants to take this all by himself, but that double leg continually blocked. Now finally going back into his own corner, bringing Matthew Knapp into this contest. Certainly not the innovator of dick-based offense, but an excellence in its delivery coming from Matthew Knapp. I am sure you will be seeing that patented dick hold over the course of this evening. Big double drop kick from the Bucks. Their tag team offense is always spectacular, as has been their ability to shut down the offensive efforts of Matt and David. The two men now slugging it out. Hard shots to the forehead. And Nick Jackson on top in that exchange. Big Body slam. And another one for good measure. Nick Jackson in total control. And possibly because of that, bringing David back into this contest. Trying to get that offensive effort that David was delivering earlier. And David shot to the outside. Neither man leaving the apron. Just going to allow the two legal men to fight it out. Another big double drop kick from the Bucks. And now it is Matt Jackson and David slugging it out. David getting pushed back into that blue Gatorade turnbuckle. David trying to just measure his opponent here. Fairly unsuccessful in doing so up to this point.
1, 2, 3.
Matthew Knapp and Matt Jackson now battling it out on the outside. And big Kimura from Knapp. And that will send Matt Jackson into the ring. Super kick! And Matt Jackson regrouping in the Bucks corner. And double drop kick again. This tandem offense proving to be so effective. But that is to be expected from one of the most highly decorated tag teams in professional wrestling. But this is the matchup we all wanted to see. David versus Nick Jackson as he brings his investigation closer and closer. Finally gets that double leg, but rolls through Nick Jackson with that roll-up cover. And another big Mongolian chop, just clubbing the ears, trying to disorient his opponent, and appears to be successful in doing so as that sends him back to his own turnbuckle. And David, he's fired up, not letting the Bucks get that double drop kick once again. A big Manhattan drop, and David responding back. He's not allowing you to continue that offensive momentum. And David pulling out at foreign object, that scythe, as he busts Matt wide open. And just excellent roll through of that Frankensteiner from Clement. Snapmare, cover, one. Only gets one. Gotta figure as this match goes on, those wounds on Matt Jackson's face are gonna be so much more dangerous to fight through. It's gonna cloud your vision. It's gonna take away your stamina as you lose blood over the course of this contest. And he will go back to his own corner, bring Nick Jackson back in. Big Frankensteiner as we get a one sweep from Nick Jackson. Big drop kick square in the huge chest of Matthew Knapp and just punts him into those ropes. Big arm drag and right into an arm hold. Looks like Matt's found a bit of a strategy here. This is always the conundrum when Matthew Knapp is in the match. What Matthew Knapp are you going to see? Are you going to see that heavily unorthodox offense, or are you going to see a legitimately well-trained Olympic-style wrestler use traditional throws and holds? David shooting that poison mist, but the Bucks somehow able to avoid it. Big snapmare. Matt Jackson. And dropkick square in the face of Clement. And David responding back. A slap across the face. Big boy senton right on the logo. And the Bucks doing frequent tags, trying to keep each other fresh. That's that tag team strategy that these seasoned teams like to employ. And David looks like he's running the ropes again, possibly setting up for another one of those running big boys. But Nick Jackson to his feet first. And big senton off the top rope. David responding back with a headbutt as he goes back into his own corner. bringing Matthew Knapp back into this contest. And the two men just slugging it out, center of the ring. Neither man really able to gain ground. Oh my God, that kick was so vicious, right to the side of the head, trying to take Knapp's head clean off. And this time it's Matthew Knapp shutting down the tandem offense of the Bucks. Super kick! And a spear shooting Knapp even closer to that orange Gatorade corner. And tombstone pile driver cover, 1, 2, 3 count fall. And you gotta wonder just how effective that match was as an interrogation when neither Nick Jackson nor David were involved in the finish of that contest. David's struggles will continue. Although he swears week in and week out, he's crossing names off the list. He's going to figure out exactly who the boss of Nick's wrestling organization really is. But we wish him the best in that investigation, as Nick's wrestling organization has been a massive thorn in the sides of the Blake's House Judgment Pro Wrestling Alliance. But we've got a lot more show to get to tonight. So let us go ahead and start that up here. You know, that, to his credit, he was not pinned in that contest. David did not fight Nick Jackson one-on-one. It was his partner Matthew Knapp defeated by Matt Jackson. Hey, how's it going? Actually intended to cut a promo announcing the JPW tournament for next week's show, but this weekend was entirely too chaotic, but I can do it from the booth because I do have a big JPW feature match later on tonight, so we can kind of talk about what we want to do with the JPW title then. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and put in 2 fan favorites in tonight's show. Yeah, like, real life is rough sometimes. So Sterling, of course, no longer one of the Blake's House Tag Team Champions. He's going to be going up in against Orlando Nunez to try to put a stake in that singles division. And we're going to see how well those efforts, if those efforts are able to pay off, as Orlando Nunez is just a monster of a competitor. But let's go ahead and get into this match right now and see how Sterling can handle himself in the singles division. And now that nameplate no longer showing the Blake's House Tag Team Champions. And hold on just a moment, as the best theme song in wrestling is playing right now. But Sterling wants to remind all of us that he is an EX character. He is somebody that is a constant threat to himself and his opponents. And right now, dumping Orlando to the outside, but the Orlando section already fired up. Sterling is going to have to fight both an elite level competitor and a hostile crowd, but Sterling is no stranger to that sort of adversity. In fact, he relishes in the opportunity to prove people wrong, to make people look bad, to assert his dominance over every person in the room. And that could be what this singles effort is really all about. But right now, Orlando in control. Big elbow to the back. Aside from that big tombstone from Sterling, Orlando has managed to avoid all the major maneuvers, and Sterling now showing that dominance, that display of power, and an effort to embarrass Orlando, just driving his head into that corner turnbuckle. And Sterling shooting the big fire, Orlando able to get out of the way. Sterling once again, tombstone pile driver. That is a maneuver Orlando Nunez is extremely familiar with, and you will be seeing Orlando's version of the tombstone at some point in tonight. But right now, the two men slugging it out right over the Blake's House logo. Sterling just showcasing that amazing punching power and trying to just stretch the legs of Orlando Nunez out. Orlando working the legs in his own way with a dragon screw leg whip. Big back switch, but Sterling responds back. Repeated elbows to the side of the head. And Sterling, monster lariat, as he once again begins to stretch Orlando out. And that's going to get the crowd on his side. Oh my God, he's trying to break the fingers of Orlando Nunez. Orlando, of course, has had several operations on his hands and wrists. He's trying to do damage where it's going to be the most effective. Big pile driver from Nunez. He's trying to get back into this contest. As he hits that elevated crab. And just that raw power, followed by that raw disrespect. Knee drops, double stomps off that corner turnbuckle. Orlando sidestepping the lariat, and that buys him enough time to dump Sterling to the outside. But Orlando has had enough. He's following Sterling, and this fight will continue right in front of the announce desk. And Orlando, he knows he can't win by a submission on the outside. He just wants to punish Sterling with that figure four leg lock. Both men coming back to the inside. It looks like Orlando is elected to target the legs as well. Big stalling pile driver from Nunez. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Count 2. Sterling responding back. Goes for that figure four neck lock. Trying to choke the life out of Nunez. Those big bear boots of his. But Nunez has more fighting spirit than that. And big Northern Lights suplex from Nunez. But Sterling responding back. Tombstone pile driver. Goes for the cover. Once again, classic Sterling fashion, just trying to embarrass his opponents. But that could cost him, as Orlando Nunez is not an opponent to be trifled with as he hits that RK Orlando, seemingly out of nowhere. 1, 2, and Sterling barely able to kick out. Now Orlando avoiding that lariat once again, but Sterling responding back. Emerald Flosion, moonsault, fall, 1, 2, but not enough to put Orlando away. Ushigaroshi from Sterling runs the ropes and goes for the cover, just putting that forearm across the face of Nunez. And Sterling now hitting his signature hold, that giant chokeslam. Goes for the cover, 1, that's gotta be it, 2, 3 count, fall, and Sterling is victorious over Orlando Nunez. And Sterling, if his goal was to make a name for himself in the singles division, getting a pinfall victory over Mr. Theme Song himself, Orlando Nunez, he succeeded. Sterling is somebody you are going to have to watch out for in the upcoming weeks. But let's go ahead and go SWA rules action. If you were familiar with last week's show, we had one of the members of Nick's Wrestling Organization get a clean victory over the Blake's House Shoot League champion. And Craig Tonga has a claim to the #1 contender spot. There was another person that had defeated the Blake's House Shoot League champion a couple weeks ago. Of course, that man being the undisputed king of Def Jam Fight for New York, Sticky Fingaz. And we're going to let the two men fight it out in the ring. Both men trying to put themselves at the top of a somewhat underutilized division. It's going to be Craig Tonga, Sticky Fingaz, SWA rules, and we are getting into this match right now. Craig Tonga, just an all-arounder, just so effective at finding the weakness in your fighting style and having an extremely powerful answer. He's a solid striker, a solid grappler. His submissions are excellent. He can come at you from a lot of different ways. Sticky Fingaz, a polar opposite. This man, I've said it time and time again, there are boxers and there are punchers. Sticky Fingaz is a puncher. He will hit you hard, he will hit you fast, but he is not concerned with technique. But we will see. The one thing he's good at, he is very good at, so we're going to have to see if that one-dimensional offense is going to be effective against the multifaceted Craig Tonga. Big knee to the gut. We're still kind of in the feeling out process here. Tonga swinging wildly with that left hand. Doesn't quite find its mark. And both men just blow for blow here. Trading takedowns. Craig Tonga, those double knees to the gut. And if we were looking at the scorecard right now, I would give Craig Tonga the slight edge at the opening couple minutes of this round, but anything can happen in SWA rules action. SWA rules, of course, meaning that you can win via pinfall, submission, or your opponent's inability to answer to the referee's 10 count. That 10 count will be employed at Mario's discretion, so it will not be employed on every knockdown. But, ooh, Craig Tonga swinging wildly with that kick. Craig Tonga always one clean hit away from victory, but Tonga busted open by Sticky Fingaz. And just as I said in the David and Matt versus the Bucks match, if you are busted open early, that can be so dangerous, so difficult to keep into a long fight. But Tonga seems relatively undeterred as he is punishing Sticky Fingaz here. Dismount, but Sticky pushes him off and slams Tonga to the mat. Tonga responding back. As I said, Craig Tonga, such a multifaceted competitor, maybe sort of showing off a little bit, trying to employ some of the same holds that Sticky Fingaz is using. But both men know that he's got a lot of different ways he can come at you. He's been working the legs, been delivering punishing blows to the neck and chest. And there you saw those repeated strikes, and here's that submission style that I said Tonga was capable of employing. He is not just a striker. Kamigoye! Sticky slamming Tonga to the mat. And goes for the cover. Sticky may be on the ropes a little bit here. That cover might have been in desperation. Big knee to the gut. Runs the ropes. And hits Tonga with that kitchen sink. Tonga responding back, trying to measure his distance with those low kicks, but doesn't quite find its mark. But he will be throwing repeated elbows to the face, possibly trying to bust Sticky open as he was busted open earlier in this contest. Tonga still making it very difficult for Sticky to... Oh, precision haymaker off the ropes. And another haymaker, just throwing those wild shots. That is exactly the kind of thing you can't do if you want to win a contest against Sticky Fingaz. He can only come at you from one angle, but from that one angle, he is an absolute freight train as he lands another haymaker square in the face of Craig Tonga. Craig Tonga in the tree. Whoa, somewhat unorthodox angle of attack in this SWA rules style contest. And picks him up for that stump puller pile driver. Mario still, however, will not employ that 10 count. So Sticky Fingaz goes for the cover and gets a 2.9 out of it. And now Mario electing to go with the 10 count as Tonga looking a little bit worse for wear here. Craig Tonga trying to find his mark with that big roundhouse kick, not quite able to do so. And Tonga possibly saved by the bell. It's so important to point out, though, Craig Tonga, always one clean hit from victory. And he stayed in that mount position with those repeated elbows to the face for so long. Sticky just having difficulty pushing him off. Sticky once again running the ropes. Big kitchen sink. But that's not going to be enough to keep Tonga down. And that will be enough to put Sticky down for Mario's count.
4, 5, 6.
big haymaker from Sticky, and that's going to be officially on the books as a knockdown, as both men are 1 knockdown apiece in this round. Of course, the technical knockout rule is in place, so it is entirely plausible this contest will end via technical knockout rather than a knockout. And now Tonga electing to work the arm of Sticky Fingaz. That is a staple strategy in the Def Jam fight for New York League here. And oh my god, that scissor sleeper did it. Sticky Fingaz, after being put in hold after hold, will be submitted by Craig Tonga. And if there was ever a doubt as to who your #1 contender was, it has got to be Craig Tonga. So, I'm happy to see I've got a handful of people in the chat, and yeah, that was a damn good match. Like, I need to do more with my shoot division. Because, like, stuff like that is always possible. But yeah, it looks like Craig Tonga will be facing off against Eric Alpazar in the Octagon in the very near future. But let us go ahead and get into the recently vacated KoF TV title. I am happy to see that got plenty of people out in the chat that can suggest some tag teams, as we are going to put on a 4-team bracket. 2 teams have already been selected, but the chat can submit the last 2 teams for tonight's show. Definitely not 32 teams. That's entirely too many teams. Yes, Bartholomew is not eligible to compete. However, he will be able to compete in singles action, as we do have some events coming up to be announced that he may be a decent fit for. But right now, we are fighting for the KoF TV title. That is true. He is officially the longest-running KoF TV champion. So, gonna go ahead and set the 2 pre-hand-picked teams. Suppose it could be. Let's see. Oop. Let me get her in black gear. Alright, yeah, I can make both of those things happen. So, the other team, and let's see. But, yeah, I can definitely oblige by both of those, as we typically do these things It's in order of suggestion, so I can make both the JB3 D-Mob and IRS team a thing, as well as some NWO wrestlers. Actually, nope, no, I kind of wanted him in the suit, as that's how this team is traditionally wrestled. I think that's... this always, like, cycles if I get to the bottom, and I think I'm certain I passed him. Unless I have him in 80s by mistake, which is very plausible. And pardon my inability to navigate these menus. There we go. Okay, he was at the bottom. It's just, it cycled weird. And it kept, like, scrolling past him. Because I kind of wish it had the same interface for, like, singles as it did when you're in these menus. Because, like, people aren't where I think they're going to be. Alright. So, Nick, assuming you want to see some Nick's Wrestling Organization guys in there. And actually, I think what I'm going to do... Oh, shit, what's up, Sloth? Let's see. Okay, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll put in knock. Let's see. I'm gonna put in what is it? Rip Studley, because we've not seen him in a little while. And I'm gonna take the second spot from you, just like in the interest of. Actually, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I can give you a full team. Let's see. Where is Brad Chad? There we go. Alright. Because I guess technically all four of these are real-ass teams. Because we kind of abandoned the strategy of, hey, everybody throws out a single wrestler several weeks ago. Because, like, even technically GK's team, like, that is a Blake's House canonical team now. So, let me see here. So, we are not going to be running this by KoF 11 rules, because this tournament would take entirely too long if I did this elimination style. So, let's, Yep, exactly. So, we need to figure out exactly who the vacated KoF TV champion is going to be, and our four teams that have found their way to the ring. Of course, Team Pump of Scott Steiner, P.D. Williams, and Jordan Grace. The team of D-Mob, JB3, and Irwin R. Schyster, bringing both financial and legal strategies to the professional wrestling world. And on the other end of the brackets, the American sports team of Lucky D, of Lucky Glover, Heavy D, and Brian Battler. And then the Knicks Wrestling Organization team, Mag.Lo, Rip Studley, and Brad Chad. So let's go ahead and get into this tournament now, because we need to figure out who our KoF TV champion is going to be. So we are going to go ahead and put on the teams that everybody wants to see. Cut play is on, so as I mentioned earlier, this will not be taking place under KoF 11 rules, because it will take entirely too long to get through 3 of these matches tonight. So we are going to do standard trios rules to crown a champion. So let's go ahead and get into that match, the first match, right now. Oh, I have made an error and did not make team entries. That's unfortunate. So it looks like, let's give all these wrestlers their time in the spotlight. So Jordan Grace walks to the ring. Of course, the Canadian Destroyer, P.D. Williams. And of course, the captain of Team Pump, manager of a Georgia Shoney's, Scott Steiner. Schyster, of course, the man that wants to make sure everyone in this contest is paying their fair share. So you've got to figure he's got his sights on Big Papa Pump, making sure he's running his small business totally on the up and up. Next man walking to the ring, JB3, the boss of Judgment Pro Wrestling. A former Blake's House Wrestling champion. And of course, their partner D-Mob, man who has managed several clubs in the New York area, several successful clubs, and an accomplished wrestler of his own right. And we're going to see these two teams battle it out. We got the two powerhouses, Scott Steiner going up against D-Mob. And you've got to figure that's going to be the linchpin in this matchup. As this is all power versus power here. Yeah, this is Scott Steiner in 2019. This man manages a restaurant. He does not wrestle full-time.
Give up.
That's why Scott Steiner is Team JOB, not Team WCW, not Team TNA. Right now, Steiner battling it out with JB3. It looks like Steiner going back to his own corner, bringing the Canadian Destroyer into this contest, ducks that lariat, And the two men trying to pin down JB3. That's such a difficult thing to do. He's an elusive competitor, measures his opponents so effectively with those strikes. You've got to figure that legal training paying off in the wrestling ring, in the sense to where, like, the strategy to pick apart your opponent's offense and the strategy to pick apart your opponent's argument, both coming into play. Of course, there is the classic quote, I believe it was from Seth Killian, that a fight is actually a debate. You are here to prove that your fighting style is the best, and the techniques that you employ are your arguments. Well, let's say a lawyer is certainly very effective in the art of debate. But right now, JB3 tagging in the taxman Irwin R. Schyster, trying to shut down Petey Williams. Neither man able to get the upper hand in that test of strength. But if you want strength, look no further than Jordan Grace.
5 minutes gone.
This woman is all power. Big scoop and slam, and just trying to stretch IRS out here. So we have cycled through all 3 members of both teams. So we've got at least a little bit of a taste of what both of these teams are going to be going for in this contest. Big senton from Grace. And she's just not letting IRS get started. IRS responding back, scoop and slam. As he shoots Grace into the ropes. Drop down. Didn't leave quite enough room, and that error could end up costing him, but doesn't seem that's going to be the case. He just delivers several clubbing blows to the back of the head and brings D-Mob back into this contest. And we are once again back to power versus power, as Grace takes on the boss of the New York fighting scene. Just as I say that, Petey Williams now in for Team Pump. Step up Inseguri, side of the head. He's trying to take D-Mob's head off his shoulders with that strike. D-Mob, wild haymaker, does not find its mark. And Petey Williams proving to be a difficult man to pin down as he launches D-Mob to the outside.
2, 3,
And Team Pump battling it out, just trying to
6,
pick apart D-Mob on the outside, but that leaves Petey Williams 2-on-1 against JB3 and Irwin R. Schyster.
13.
And it's difficult to tell who got the better end of that exchange. Big shoulder block from D-Mob, but D-Mob will tag out to a fresh IRS. Both men. D-Mob electing to go back to his own corner, possibly warned by Mario that that double team offense could not continue. IRS now suplex, and this time dumping Williams to the outside,
2,
but Petey will get inside the ring before D-Mob and JB3 able to continue. And
1, 2,
this match, a regular King of the Hill here.
4,
Both teams trying to be the sole man standing inside the ring.
8,
And Petey will be that man for several seconds. And IRS already running out of steam. He's going one-on-one against Big Papa Pump himself, and will elect to bring JB3 into this contest. JB3, such a dangerous competitor, as he scrapes Steiner's head right along the ropes. Steiner, big vertical suplex, possibly trying to dump JB3 to the outside, but doesn't quite connect. Will connect with that lariat, and everything this team was having so much struggles with, trying to pin down JB3, looks like those struggles are over, as momentum is clearly on their side. Big STO and suplex from Team Pump. And small package bomb, getting a count of 1 before the orange Gatorade team leaves their corner. And D-Mob, I thought he was setting up for that triple power bomb, that devastating finishing hold that is so tremendously effective for him. But that will not be the case. And IRS, it's unclear if hitting the referee was intentional or not, but this is going to give this team a little bit of time. I was going to say a little bit of time to try and get the upper hand on Team Pump, but looks like that's not going to be the case, as Team Pump's still in the driver's seat. And PD, even from the ground, making it extremely difficult for IRS to really gain any offensive momentum. And PD once again, the single man standing in the ring. He seems to be holding his own quite well, but once again, that orange Gatorade team responding back by shooting PD Williams to the outside, and now it is a 2-on-1 situation. And PD locking on that sharpshooter. D-Mob is not even the legal man in this contest. He's trying to punish D-Mob here, but that could cost him, as the referee's count is up to 14. Complete shot from PD Williams. It looks like he will be bringing Steiner back into this contest. Goes for a lariat, and once again, that slippery defensive style from JB3. He's so difficult to pin down with those big strikes that you want to connect with. But it looks like he's forced JB3 into a corner, and JB3 is going to have to battle his way away from these ropes. Big lariat finally connects from Scott Steiner. And big cutter from JB3 as he's trying to choke the life out of Scott Steiner here. Mario's count gets up to 3 before he is forced to break the hold. JB3 and IRS tagging somewhat frequently here, trying to keep each other fresh, while D-Mob sits on the apron, just ready to come in swinging. And you've got to figure that moment is going to come sooner rather than later for this orange Gatorade team. Steiner, big follow-away slam into that blue Gatorade corner. And IRS is dazed. And once again, IRS trying to be the sole survivor standing in the ring. And IRS trying to get Grace disqualified from this contest, but Mario is focusing on the legal men in this match here. And PD Williams getting the most out of his Team Pump partners here. Big lariat into that corner turnbuckle, but IRS responds back with a lariat of his own. And IRS shooting him into that blue Gatorade turnbuckle as he delivers repeated shoulders to the chest of Williams. Big scoop and slam. Oh. And IRS, now here come the big guns for this orange Gatorade team. D-Mob fresh, as he's been resting on the apron for several minutes, but Williams trying to take that away on JB3, holding Williams back, giving D-Mob a perfect opportunity to connect with that enziguri. But Williams still not making this easy for this team. double drop kick. Williams and Grace. But D-Mob will not allow that to happen a second time as he powers out of both of those individuals. Big enziguri side of the head. And big scoop and slam. And Grace trying to bring this fight back to her own corner. Excellent tag team strategy. But D-Mob creates some space and takes the fight back into this orange Gatorade corner. And here, big double power bomb. Jordan Grace responding back, body slam of her own. But that shot just crumples Grace to her knees. And this fight is dangerously close to that orange Gatorade turnbuckle. That if JB3 were able to connect with that signature hold of his, calls it the loophole. Oh my God! And that pin attempt cleared off both aprons as it is just an absolute madhouse in the ring. And Mario once again counting down as that choke is illegal. Sandwich lariat from D-Mob and JB3. It is absolute chaos in the ring here. JB3 knee to the gut. JB3 calling for the end with that headbutt. Once again shooting Williams into his own turnbuckle. Gets 5 punches in that orange Gatorade corner. As IRS and JB3 connecting with that sandwich lariat once again. Big lariat from Williams, and he's going to elect to stay in this contest. And that could cost him as this fight is so dangerously close to that orange Gatorade corner. Super kick! And that's going to create the space he needs to get back to his own corner and bring the big bad booty daddy back into this contest. Big suplex to IRS. And German suplex. Steiner showing off that amateur wrestling background. It may be 2019, but that man is a collegiate champion. As he connects with that lariat. Big scoop and a slam from IRS. Neither man really able to get their signature holds in. As momentum just keeps shifting back and forth between these two competitors, but IRS able to bring D-Mob into this contest. And double suplex, and that will bring the fight just a few inches closer to that orange Gatorade turnbuckle. Which is not where Steiner is going to want to be, but excellent bit of strategy from D-Mob and IRS. Trying to keep the fight in your own corner. Big fall-away slam from Steiner, but D-Mob to his feet immediately. Steiner responding back, Uranagi into that neutral turnbuckle. D-Mob going for an enziguri, doesn't quite find its mark, will throw Steiner to the mat. And once again, big double power bomb directed by D-Mob here. As JB3 comes in with the assist, bring Grace to the mat. This cover so far away from Team Pump's corner. JB3 will get the pinfall victory, and that is the difference that strategy makes. This team managed to keep the fight in their own corner for a majority of this contest, so when an opportunity to make a pin attempt was possible, it was such a considerable distance for Steiner and Williams both men that are up in years in the wrestling world to try to cross that desert and break up the cover. They were unable to do so. And the team of D-Mob, JBIII, and IRS will advance to the second round to determine the KoF TV champion. But we're going to put that second match on hold. So we've got a lot more wrestling for you guys tonight. Let's see. Of course, we have the Mag.Lo Open Challenge, and the Battle Royal to determine Mag.Lo's opponent is coming soon, but we do have one more match before we get to that. So let us go ahead and back out of this tournament environment. You're going to be seeing a lot of tag team action tonight, as we have got Slam Channel 5 in some tag team action. And they are going to be going up against the Sins Brothers, the apparent #1 contenders for the Blake's House tag team titles. So give me just a moment, and we will get into that contest right away. Of course, these two men, they call themselves Slam Channel 5. Hsien-Jo, of course, gonna have to check the records. He very well may have been the longest reigning Blake's House Wrestling champion, with Holloway seconding him for the entirety of that championship reign. But they're going to be going up against the Sins Brothers. These two gentlemen defeated the current Blake's House Tag Team Champions by submission on the Blake's House JPW versus Nick's Wrestling Organization crossover show just last week. So momentum is certainly on their side, as the last time Hsien-Jo was in a Blake's House wrestling ring, he was defeated by Terrell for his Blake's House Heavyweight Championship. So we're going to see a lot of clash in technique here. Hsien-Jo is all power, whereas you're going to be seeing from Holloway when he comes into this contest tonight, he fights with a more lucha style, where you're going to be going up against a pure grappler. Excuse me, you're going to be going up against pure grapplers in the Sins Brothers. And right now, Hsien-Jo fighting off that numbers disadvantage. Big body slam to the outside. And Hsien-Jo electing to follow as he puts Dean Sins in that figure 4 leg lock on the outside. Big scoop and slam. And crossface chicken wing trying to take the life out of Dean Sins. Gotta figure this team has seen what the Sins Brothers are capable of, as they submitted the current tag team champions. They are certainly a threat anywhere in the squared circle. But right now, Hsien-Jo in control, and big inferno kick from Holloway. And both men going for that drop kick, neither man connecting. Big poke to the eye from James Sins. But Holloway responding back. Hell of a kick in the corner. Holloway, tombstone pile driver. but once again cut off by an eye poke. But Holloway, full steam ahead. Just that high-octane style he's so well known for. But Hsien-Jo gonna be the man to slow it down here. Or maybe it's JBII's gonna slow it down as he locks a hold on to Hsien-Jo. But Hsien-Jo responding back with a suplex. Either way, the temperature of this match has changed with Holloway sitting on the apron. But right now, Hsien-Jo 2-on-1 against the Sins brothers. And they are really trying to take it to Hsien-Jo here. Big headbutt, but Hsien-Jo certainly not a man to stray away from conflict. He was not flinched by that big headbutt. Count of 2 after that double power bomb. Big arm drag from Holloway. Now Dean in control. What they could not do the last time Holloway was in this match, they are certainly appear to be able to do now. They are slowing him down, and that's what you need to do against somebody with that high-octane offense. We're going to that high orange Gatorade district. An avalanche tombstone from the second. Oh my God, I don't know how Holloway was to his feet as quickly as he was. This man's got to be running on pure adrenaline right now. And locking on a half crab. That'll be JBII's trying to take the legs away from Holloway. Going to take that speed and agility advantage away. But now you are going up against a man that's all power. And several repeated shots to the legs, and there JBII's taking Hsien-Jo's legs out from under his legs with that drop kick to the knee. Hsien-Jo, I think he just busted James open with that knee to the forehead. And this will be the third time tonight where a competitor has been busted open. This time, much later on in this contest, but still certainly dangerous. Big elbow drop to the back. Just trying to flatten this man out with that big elbow. And it will send him back to his own corner. Hsien-Jo headbutted. Took his eyes off the prize a little bit there. But big emerald flosion to Dean Sins. If he covers here, that could be it. No, Dean to his feet. Now once again, putting Dean into that tree of woe. Dean responding back. Big eye rake, but Holloway able to cover for his partner. And with all that dirty offense, this could bring Harada in to call for the bell. And Harada will elect to let them fight. Big arm drag. And Destino. Looks like these two men are in an absolute slugfest. But once again, Hsien-Jo now in this contest, the temperature of this match has changed. Hsien-Jo unable to cut Dean Sins off, but will shut down that tandem offense. But James able to keep this fight in his own turnbuckle. And just as we saw in that last trios match, if you can keep the fight in your own corner, you have a tremendous advantage. Gotta figure Hsien-Jo wants to hit that ultimate Space Jam. Preferably in his own corner. Oh, he's going up top. What's he doing up there? Big elbow, planting it square in the chest. And Hsien-Jo running on all cylinders here. but I say that big boot to the head. And the crowd really behind him here, but he is in harm's way as that double armbar in that orange Gatorade corner just really applying sustained damage. Hsien-Jo responding back. Attempting that suplex, but he was cut off. Big backdrop from Holloway. And Holloway possibly going for that Persona 450. And he connects with it. But Dean able to get his hand on the ropes. And that could be the difference maker there. Big elbow drop. That double leg takedown. Holloway putting him in a pinning predicament, but Hsien-Jo a little bit too slow to get off the ropes, and that could cost this team. Big sling blade from Dean Sins. Tags his partner back in, and we are in a 2-on-1 situation. Hsien-Jo now, both aprons cleared out. Hsien-Jo calling for the end. James not allowing that just that easily, but big Emerald Flosion. But James is to his feet. Big German suplex, but James once again getting his hands on the rope, making it extremely difficult for this team to find a victory, as their ring awareness is just so spectacular. But Hsien-Jo now, big elbow drop, one, but only one, as Dean able to come in and make the save. Hsien-Jo big vertical suplex, and 3 men down in the center of the ring. Big arm drag from James Sins. And locks on that stretch. He's trying to take the life out of Hsien-Jo. Blue Thunder Bomb from Holloway.
20 minutes.
But in the confusion, both sides getting to their respective corners. Tagging in the fresh man. Massive powerbomb from Hsien-Jo, but it was not to the legal competitor. Big senton right after a Stormbreaker, and a picture-perfect spine buster from Dean Sins as Holloway shot into that corner turnbuckle. And what's Dean setting up here? Oh my God, those double knees to the back. Holloway's in trouble. Moonsault fall. Hsien-Jo needs to clear the apron. He is able to do so, as James unable to break that up. Big senton from Dean Sins. And now the 2 men battling it out, center of the ring. Neither man willing to give an inch. Holloway super kick, followed by a big wheel kick from Dean Sins. Let's tag his partner James back into this contest. Holloway may be doing the same. And STO and suplex planting Dean to the mat. And Hsien-Jo is one-on-one with James Sins, and neither man is willing to give up anything. Hsien-Jo running the ropes, big lariat, but James immediately to his feet, rolling knee bar, and that's going to do it. And once again, that just superior technical ability of the Sins brothers, getting a victory by submission. And Hsien-Jo certainly can't be happy about 2 consecutive losses on Blake's House Television. But we are only barely halfway through tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. So we have got for you guys the Battle Royal to determine Mag.Lo's opponent on tonight's show. So let's go ahead and figure out who exactly is going to be in that Battle Royal. So, as always, this is up to you guys in the chat. So, let's start getting some names for this over-the-rope Battle Royal. That's true, but not everybody's active right now. And, like, as always, like, I would very much like for people to submit single wrestlers. I mean, I could put Zack Sabre Jr. in this, like, 4 times. If it were up to me, but... Alright. Can put Princeler in this. We haven't seen Princeler on Blake's House TV in quite a while. Oop. Do I have She-Ra? Let me see. I don't think I do. There are certainly She-Ras on the Steam Workshop. I just have to download one. Once again, as always, if you want to see somebody on Blake's House Television, please let me know before I go live, and I will be able to accommodate. Okay, I can make that happen. And I can get Baby Man into this mix. So we've still got 4 slots available. I don't think I have a Bruce Willis. I am certain there are Bruce Willis available on the Steam Workshop. Yeah, I can get Christine in. We haven't seen Christine on TV in a little while. Appreciate Nick trying to get a spotlight on some people that we haven't seen in a little bit. Let's see. I also don't have Jackie Chan. We should. One of these things probably spells Shermie. Oh, she's got a destroyer? That's fantastic. Yeah, it's like unfortunate for Linda, like that her husband is in a different division, so we haven't seen them really wrestle as a tag. I mean, I could just make them do that because it's my show, where they wrestle as a tag, but... You know what, I'm gonna flex my Stardom DLC and put Kagetsu in this match. So I believe that's gonna be the Battle Royal competitors. That's a good question that I don't have a good answer for. The answer is maybe. So here, the problem with me, asking me to make characters is I am lazy. But could potentially make characters. I guess, I mean, you can reach out to me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Discord. Literally send a message anywhere. Steam Workshop links preferred if the character already exists. And then I can download them and vet them. Okay, no, that sounds like a good idea. And I could probably make that happen. Because Sarah Reese is like my D&D OC that I made in this game. Part of it is me not really understanding at the time how to make characters that looked good. Because I couldn't really get Star Wars flavor in my character creations. But I feel like I'm a little bit better at this game now than I was 2 years ago when I first started making characters. So I might be able to try that out. That could also be fun where us and our OCs are wrestling together. And as always, if I know a handful of people in this chat have the game, if you want to make shit and just let me know you've made shit, I can make sure that's in my save also. But let's go ahead and get into this Battle Royal, because we need to figure out who exactly is fighting Mag.Lo in tonight's Mag.Lo Open Challenge. So let's jump into this match right now. So we are once again at the start of an 8-person over-the-top rope battle royal, and I am not even going to attempt to call this match. Shermie vertical suplex to the outside. Prinzler immediately eliminated less than 30 seconds into this contest. But until we get down to about 4 competitors, trying to make sense of individual storylines in this match is going to be prohibitively difficult. Big scoop and slam from Jasper. And big sit-out facebuster from Christine. Christine already pulling out her finishing hold. And big vertical suplex. Xena has just eliminated Shermie. And right now, Linda and Jasper going one-on-one, and Jasper, I think, electing to change dance partners a little bit here. So Linda and Kagetsu. No, Baby Man cutting in. And as I said, it's so difficult to keep track of the action. With so many people in the ring, all with different aims and goals. Christine stretching out Jasper, trying to break that rock-hard exterior. Right now, Linda going toe-to-toe with her idol, Xena. And coming out victorious in that strike exchange. You gotta figure, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Linda to appear in the same ring as Xena Warrior Princess. And thus far, she's been fairly effective in this contest. Massive slam from Christine. Christine going toe-to-toe with Jasper and holding her own quite effectively as well. That's big backdrop. Xena going for the cover. A little bit of an arrogant cover. And it may have cost Xena. Big double axe handle from Jasper to Baby Man. And Dudley death drop. And it is still just pandemonium in the ring here. I believe that was an elimination. Kagetsu's been eliminated. Super kick! Big back elbow while Xena and Christine nail Linda with that double power bomb.
Give up. Give up.
And Xena measuring so effectively with a jab. Linda connects with that super kick.
1, 2.
And Linda now locking on that sleeper hold. Linda once again going to that strike combination, but it's just too crowded to continue that offensive pressure. Baby Man all alone in that blue Gatorade corner. It's probably the safest spot in the ring right now, but he's elected to shoot himself back into this match. Christine and Jasper once again, they seem to be destined to do battle in this contest. Christine starting to run out of gas a little bit. Xena goes to the top rope, but thinks better of it as there's just too much chaos in the ring. And powerbomb and cutter from Baby Man and Linda to Christine as Xena takes a foreign object to the head of Baby Man, and he's already been busted open in this contest. He's trying to do more damage to the Baby Man. Xena slammed to the mat by Jasper, but Linda now protecting Xena from Jasper, pulling her out of the way of that diving elbow. And we are once again one-on-one, Linda and Xena Warrior Princess. Christine battling it out with Baby Man in that orange Gatorade corner. Linda now just shot into that corner as well. And now everyone just battling it out in this section of the ring. And it's so difficult. Sliced bread number 2, the greatest hold since sliced bread. And Linda with a flash roll-up on Baby Man. And big sit-out facebuster. That could be the end of Baby Man if Linda allows us to go through. 1, 2. No, it is not enough to put the Baby Man away. Jasper and Xena battling it out in that orange Gatorade corner. Massive slam. That's got to be it. 2. No, it's not enough. You're going to need to do more than that to put away a Warrior Princess. Christine possibly setting up for something, but that was cut off. It's so difficult in these multi-man matches. You have to have your head on a swivel. Oh my God, Blazing Tornado from Jasper. And that has got to be it. 1, 2, 3 count fall off the Blazing Tornado. Big back elbow. And Jasper and Christine once again doing battle with one another. And Jasper back elbow, super kick! Back elbow again. But Christine with the elimination.
He sucks. 1, 2, 3.
And the Baby Man bringing a foreign object of his own into this contest, possibly stealing the foreign object from Xena Warrior Princess. It's too difficult to tell as there's just been so much chaos in the ring. And Linda hitting with the stroke. Armbar. But Christine will not be submitted. Kick to the back of the head. Christine, fall away slam. Or excuse me, Samoan drop rather. Gotch style pile driver from the Baby Man as he locks on the dick hold, and that is going to eliminate Linda from this contest. Christine now one-on-one against the Baby Man. Man shutting down Christine's offense. Big headbutt, 3 of them. Elbow drop hold, that could be it right there. 1, 2, 3 count fall from the baby man, and he will advance to the Mag.Lo Open Challenge tonight. Admiral Funk, I see you dropping into the chat. Fortunately, you are a little bit late. We were doing... So this match format is all audience-requested characters. So had you came in just a little bit earlier, we could have got some Admiral Funk's Wrestling Stable guys into that match, but there will be plenty of opportunities for that at a later date. As we still need to determine just who is going to be the KoF TV champion. That title, of course, was vacated last week. We saw your first team that is advancing to the KoF TV championship match. So let's go ahead and find out who the second team is right now. That is, of course, the American sports team up against a team of Nick's Wrestling Organization competitors. Once again, last week's show was inconclusive. The JPW Blake's House Alliance against Nick's Wrestling Organization, 4 matches to 4. The siege has not stopped from Nick's Wrestling Organization, and they are interested in Blake's House Gold. So, of course, the American sports team, freelancers, but we got to be cheering them on in tonight's contest as they are going up against Team NWO. Still upset that I have this on single entrance instead of team entrance. But sometimes life's like that. And of course, I appreciate people making their way into the arena, as the second half of tonight's show is an absolutely stacked card. Of course, you guys know who is going to be in the Mag.Lo Open Challenge this evening. This match is going to be the match that's going to determine who's going to be in the main event. Of course, the KoF American sports team, we haven't seen them in nearly 20 years, as they have been unable to attend a King of Fighters event since the Orochi saga. But they are getting their chance at KoF Gold. But right now, they are going to have to go against an all-star cast of wrestlers from Nick's Wrestling Organization. The first man out of the curtain, Rip Studley. Of course, Brad Chad, you have seen. This man is an Olympic-style wrestler. Calls himself the best in the world. Has had mixed success in a Blake's House ring, but this is certainly a great opportunity for him to get back to the top. And of course, the hooded wrestler, Waldo, an absolute monster of a man. That is just as deadly as he is unpredictable. And we are starting out big man versus big man. Brian Battler and Waldo. Or excuse... Oh shit, I have Brian Battler in here twice. I have made an error.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. But we are live, folks, so this is the matchup for the KoF TV tournament. Battler, oh my god.
Give up.
You forget just how agile Battler is. And Waldo attempting to use his freaky magic, but that is responded back with the massive torture rack, just trying to break the back of his opponent. Massive jawbreaker from Battler, and Lucky, the basketball player from King of Fighters. You may know him from games such as Street Hoop. But tonight you are seeing him in a wrestling ring. Big falling fist from the big man. Using those long limbs to try and measure these opponents out. Big Pele kick from Lucky. And Rip Studley victorious in that strike exchange. And trying to show off his superior technique. No, Lucky's fighting is primarily on the streets. Going up against someone like Rip Studley, he will out-wrestle you. Really the same can be said about Brad Chad. That is going to be the challenge that the American sports team is going to have to face tonight.
5 minutes gone.
Give up.
That being said, they certainly have experience against pure wrestlers. Of course, Clark Still and Shermy, both experienced grapplers, as well as the shooter from Southtown herself, Blue Mary. So it's not like they don't have experience going up against that style of offense, but they are more accustomed to brawling. But right now, Waldo is coming out on top in that department as well. Lucky protecting his partner with those long legs, kicks to the gut. Waldo, big uppercut to the throat. Once again, Waldo attempting to utilize that freaky magic that he is so good at. Goes for the cover, one, only gets one. Once again, another falling fist from Lucky. Waldo just stretching Lucky out right in his own corner. The level of disrespect here is phenomenal. Big chop to the chest. And an STO and suplex, dropping Lucky right on his neck. We're now 2-on-1. High and low, that's the unblockable. And Rip Studley is dazed. Big double underhook suplex from Studley. And that lariat finds its mark. Battler is dazed here. That lariat does not, however. And Battler with that shoulder block, that patented football shoulder block. Studley responding back. Deadlift German suplex, an amazing display of strength. Picking up a man significantly larger than himself. Big DDT from Battler. But he has taken his eyes off Waldo, and that is a mistake as he gets that toe kick in uncontested. Big mount, but
1, 2.
Battler is trapped in that hold as he gets punched on the crown of the head. And Waldo hitting that signature hold. What a maneuver it was. Battler responding back, tagging Brian Battler into this contest. A fresh Brad Chad is in. You're going to see just how Battler is able to defend himself against the self-proclaimed best wrestler in the world. Rolls up, gets a 1 count out of it. Big double axe handle. And big boot to the back of the head. Brad Chad totally unable to protect himself. And both men down. These matches can take a lot out of you. Yes, you have time to recover on the apron, but when the pace is so frantic, that time is... Oh my God! Battler slammed into that corner turnbuckle. And it is chaos in this side of the ring as Brad Chad now takes on Lucky. But once again, it's in that blue Gatorade corner. Brad Chad to his feet first. What's he going to do with this advantage? It looks like he's going to use that space to bring Waldo back into this contest. Big scissor kick from Lucky. And Lucky is fired up. Goes for the cover. One. But Studley breaks it up immediately. And it is just chaos in the ring. Waldo just grinding his elbow into the side of the head of Lucky here. And Waldo possibly signaling he wants to hit that maneuver once again. But it's just absolute madness in the ring as Lucky sets up for yet another scissor kick. But Lucky's not done with Waldo. And big rolling kick to the back of the head. One, but only one as it was just too close to that orange Gatorade corner. And all 6 men in the ring. Studley the first man out as Battler just tries to choke the life out of Brad Chad. Lucky attempting to roll through. And this time now, Waldo's freaky magic connecting. And that's going to send Lucky back to his own corner. High and low once again. Studley in the unblockable. Unable to protect himself, but will protect himself and connects with that Russian leg sweep. But he's got to contend with Brian Battler. Lucky is no longer the legal man in this contest. And I don't think up until very recently he was aware of that fact. Big tackle. Elbow to the top of the head. And Studley in control. Massive powerbomb once, twice. And Death Valley driver. But so close to that blue Gatorade corner if he went for the cover there. Sit out powerbomb 1, 2. But not quite enough. But Lucky and Brian, the unblockable, taking out Brad Chad. Studley going back to his own corner, bringing Waldo back into this contest. And Flapjack Cutter as Waldo tries to stretch Battler out. And they are going to be able to cut this team off. And that full Nelson hold from Battler, trying to take the life away from Waldo there. Precision haymaker right in the center of the ring. And big float over DDT, an excellent bit of strategy, bringing the fight back to his own corner. But Battler able to escape. And Brian Battler double powerbomb to knock Waldo. Oh my God. It's a maneuver I haven't seen in years. So dangerous. And Brian Battler sort of following that Hsien-Jo school of fighting. When in doubt, throw yourself at your opponent. And massive powerbomb whip, and that is all the way in that blue Gatorade corner. These men have so far to go, and they are unable to cross the desert and break up the pinfall of the American sports team. Okay, that is where I messed up. I had 2 Brian Battlers on my save, so I clicked the third name, not paying attention. Sometimes in life that happens to you, but this is live TV, and the American sports team with 2 Brian Battlers are advancing to the next round of competition. We're going to go ahead and save here. So I mentioned we had an announcement tonight. So as I'm sure you guys are aware, A-Man is the Judgment Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. That title has never been defended on Blake's House Television. For the first time ever, the Judgment Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship will be defended on Blake's House TV, and we are going to put on a tournament to determine the #1 contender. It will not just be Judgment Pro Wrestling wrestlers that are eligible for this tournament, although they will make up a majority of the competitors, as this is sort of an effort to showcase the Judgment Pro Wrestling side of the company and their stable of wrestlers. But we will have some more information for you guys next week as we gear up to determine the #1 contender for A-Man's JPW Championship. But on the subject of Judgment Pro Wrestling competitors, let's go ahead and get into some Fatal 4-Way action and showcase some of those competitors that you may see in this tournament. See, and of course that is going to be John Newton, Robert Walsh, fan favorite Mondo, and let me see here, and also Def Jam Fight for New York Band Tier champion Joey Bagi. So let's go ahead and get into some Fatal 4-Way action right now.
Fight!
Mario getting a lot of work in tonight as he traditionally officiates Battle Royals. So, of course, it is so important to point out this is Fatal 4-Way rules, and by the virtue of Fatal 4-Way rules, you do not need to be involved in the decision of this match. If you are not constantly aware of what the other 3 men are doing, someone could take a pinfall or submission, and the outcome of the match is completely out of your hands. So, ring awareness is going to be the name of this matchup. Now, in a one-on-one fight, the favorite has to be Joey Bagi. You saw just what he was capable of at CEO Taku. as well as on several occasions in a Blake's House ring. He is an excellent striker with a level of education in his feet that is absolutely spectacular. But this is Fatal 4-Way rules. It's entirely plausible that he is not involved in the pinfall or submission that decides this contest. But right now, Robert Walsh taking it to Joey with those mounted punches. JJ Mondo, of course, a fan favorite in the Blake's House wrestling world. A man with those metal arms just swinging wildly as he connects with mounted punches into the face of Joey Bag of Donuts. Now John Newton, who had been busted open earlier on in this contest. I didn't see the maneuver that did it, but we have been seeing a lot of that tonight, where competitors busted open early on in this contest. Ooh, big Manhattan drop from Joey. Joey's going to let this hold rock. He trusts that JJ is going to be able to power out of it, maybe force him to use a little bit of stamina. That is going to be critical later on in this contest. Have to see if that sort of strategy ends up working in Joey's favor. As I said, ring awareness is so critical in a Fatal 4-Way match. But it looks like Joey's come into this match with a plan. And that is not a surprise from Joey. Joey is a man that is always so well prepared. This man wrote the book on how to fight in New York as he connects with a big lariat on Robert Walsh. But John Newton's coming out swinging with those repeated toe kicks. It looks like he's going to be going one-on-one with JJ Mondo and hits a gut-wrench suplex as Walsh hits that pile driver on a Joey. Joey caught up in the ropes there. Now it seems that all four men switching dance partners here. Big double suplex as Robert is sent to the outside. Big double drop kick. And suplex, and now the two men standing. It was Joey and Newton, but the status of this match changes so rapidly. Even with only four men, this match is so chaotic. All four men going full steam ahead, pedal to the metal, and several other analogies that indicate they're going hard. Joey slugging it out with Newton, and step up Insecurity trying to shut down JJ Mondo as well. And once again, ring awareness is the factor here. Robert may not have seen that Joey was in that, or had applied that hold to JJ. You know, if you allow that to happen later on in the match, that could cost you. And right now, JJ and Joey battling it out. Robert and Newton battling it out on opposite ends of the ring. This is sort of turned into two singles contests. Big elbow drop hold. Joey able to get a foot on the ropes. And now that attempted pinfall has got the attention of John Newton, as Newton now, as well as Robert, both trying to take it to JJ Mondo. Newton trying to clear the ring. This match a little bit easier to win with fewer men in this contest in the ring and able to break up pin attempts and submissions. JJ shoots Joey into the ropes, but got caught up in the chaos, unable to capitalize. And similar situation with John Newton. Robert, big headbutt. Big double power bomb from Robert and JJ. And JJ been going to that patented jawbreaker time and time again tonight. It's one of his signature holds for a reason. It's one of those moves when you know you need something to work, that is what he goes to. And there, the educated feet of Joey put into play here. But JJ hitting with that middle arm and once again going to that patented jawbreaker. Big Russian leg sweep from John Newton. Big step up in Sagiri. And Newton trying to cut in, making sure Joey doesn't get too far ahead of himself. And there attempts that moonsault fall. JJ is clearly winded, unable to come in and break up the pin attempt. And Joey, the man who would be the favorite in nearly any of these singles matchups, is able to get the victory via pinfall tonight, as JJ just ran out of gas at a critical moment in that contest. But as I said, you have a Judgment Pro Wrestling #1 Contenders tournament to look forward to in the coming weeks. And we'll be getting more information about that tournament to you guys soon. But coming up next, we've just got 2 more matches for you. We've got the Mag.Lo Open Challenge. And that is going to... His opponent has already been determined. He's going to be going up against Knicks Wrestling Organization's own Baby Man. And in tonight's main event, of course, we have got the KoF TV Championship on the line with D-Mob, JBIII, and Irwin R. Schyster going up against the American sports team with 2 Bryan Battlers. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have got the Mag.Lo Open Challenge, as Mag.Lo, week in and week out, protects this house from wrestlers of all walks of life. All companies are welcome to come in and attempt to challenge Mag.Lo. Well, one such wrestler has answered the call. That is the Baby Man from Knicks Wrestling Organization, and they're going to be doing battle right now. Find this theme and more at maglo.bandcamp.com. Of course, you saw that right on the nameplate. Mag.Lo, of course, the executive producer of Big Dog Records, but also a successful recording artist in his own right. But he's going to have to go up against Baby Man. Baby Man coming out the gate with a big elbow to face, but Mag.Lo responding back. And we're in still a bit of the feeling out process here. The big disadvantage Mag.Lo has in the Mag.Lo Open Challenge: your opponent can be anyone. He's got enough time to watch the Battle Royal to get a feel for what his opponent's style might be. His opponent in the Mag.Lo Challenge has 20 weeks of video to study, to prepare for. Ooh, Mag.Lo sidestepping that dropkick to knee. But that is the risk you take, as Mag.Lo goes for that airplane spin maneuver that is always sure to make the people happy, but the crowd already behind Mag.Lo, clearly upset that the Baby Man bringing foreign objects into this contest. But the Baby Man making it such a struggle for Mag.Lo to really get going, and Mag.Lo just trying to slow Baby Man down a little bit. Baby Man picked up a lot of offensive momentum in that last exchange. And oh my god, that iron claw from the Baby Man goes for the cover. 1, 2, oh no, only 1. Mag.Lo is not yet begun to fight. And once again, going to that patented airplane spin. As I said earlier, Mag.Lo, just a hero to the people, giving the fans in the crowd what they want. Big sliding D right across the face. Double arm DDT, and Mag.Lo has started to pick up a little bit of steam here, and that is dangerous. Oh my god. That drop kick, he hasn't thrown a kick for the last 4 minutes. Big flashing elbow. That drop kick would have been so devastating, but the baby man sidestepping it, and big running fist drop. Mag.Lo once again, double arm DDT, and once again going to that sliding D. Mag.Lo just showing his powers and abilities here, hitting that airplane spin against the very large baby man. Baby man responding back, trying to choke the life out of the hero of the people. Mag.Lo responding back, kick to the gut, and he's fired up. Big body splash, but baby man able to get his hand on that bottom rope. As the two men slug it out in that orange Gatorade corner. Baby man gaining ground. Big headbutt, and he's come out totally on top in that exchange. Big falling fist. Shoots Mag.Lo into that corner turnbuckle. Mag.Lo headbutt getting out of the corner. And another big body splash. This time the rope's unable to protect him. And 2.9, so close. But baby man responding back. That illegal chokehold as Harada starts his count. It gets to 3. He's got until 5. Big scoop and slam by Mag.Lo. And massive eye rake. And Mag.Lo going to that double arm DDT a lot. It's a move he's clearly comfortable with here. Possibly concerned about being able to lift the baby man. Big lariato! And there's the spinning toe hold as the Mag.Lo section gets fired up. Baby man responding back. Low blow and pulls out yet another foreign object. And looks like he's going for that Iron Claw once again. This could be it if he goes for the cover here. He does. 1, 2. Only 2. As the crowd once again gets behind Mag.Lo. Big Manhattan drop. Baby man asserting his position of dominance here. And once again, going for that foreign object. The crowd really trying to get some energy to Mag.Lo. He's gonna need it as the momentum is all on baby man's side here. He's forced to break that hold. And oh my god, Mag.Lo, this is the maneuver that put Kula away several weeks ago in one of his first 5-star contests, but only 2.9 against the baby man. Big headbutt, and Mag.Lo clearly needs a moment to breathe here. Gotta figure he's looking for that Mag.Lo driver, but he's being denied every opportunity. Once again, another big double arm DDT. And both men struggling here to stay in this contest. And baby man with that illegal dick hold gets the victory. Several forks, sides, illegal chokes. Baby man pulling out all the stops, refusing to break the hold after the match. The level of disrespect, absolutely unfathomable from the baby man of Nick's wrestling organization. despite that, I say this week in and week out, if there's a wrestling show in your town, and you see Mag.Lo on the card, you want to go to that show. Because he is going to put on a great contest, just as he did tonight. Unable to secure the victory over Baby Man, but still the champion of the people of Blake's House Professional Wrestling. An uncrowned king of the wrestling world. And you will see him defending Blake's House week in and week out moving forward. But we do still have a little bit more wrestling show to get to tonight. But, yeah, this siege from Nick's Wrestling Organization certainly taking its toll on the Blake's House JPW Alliance. But let us go ahead and get into our main event of tonight's show. We need to figure out exactly who is going to be the KoF TV champion. So, let's not waste any additional time here. We've got another trios match to get to, and let's get into that right now. In the interest of time, I am going to go ahead and skip entrances because singles take entirely too long. So one thing that is so important to point out is the team of D-Mob, JBIII, and Irwin R. Schyster had a much more difficult road to get into this contest. Both matches, both of these teams have taking place in the same night. Fatigue may be a factor, as Brian Battler already coming out swinging with that lariat, but D-Mob responding back with a haymaker, toe kick, and that crumples Battler to the ground. D-Mob going for that enziguri, doesn't find its mark, but Battler's shoulder block certainly does. I think both teams are fully aware of the stakes of this contest, as they both clearly want Blake's House Gold in this KoF TV Championship match. 1, 2. And I may have underestimated the level of fatigue that the American sports team has put under, as that was a 2 count less than 3 minutes into this contest. And JBIII back to that patented defensive style. Just such a hard man to pin down. But that elbow to face certainly finds its mark. Battler starts to work the leg of JBIII. Big standing headbutt. He's setting up for it here. Big tackle. And there is that pro football background from Brian Battler. Now IRS into this contest. JBIII, such an excellent and possibly underrated teammate, protecting IRS from whatever maneuver Battler was attempting to employ there. The big headbutt didn't drop IRS, but that chop certainly did. IRS responding back, elbow to face. Works the leg of Battler. Battler gets out of the hold and back to his own corner, bringing Lucky into this contest. Not before attempting possibly a Tiger Driver or double underhook suplex, but neither of those things will happen as IRS connects that back body drop. IRS possibly the unsung hero of this team, as he is looking extremely fresh in this contest. Certainly does not look like a man that wrestled a 30-minute match earlier tonight. D-Mob slamming Lucky to the mat. And starts to work those long legs of Lucky. Lucky, that down D, taking D-Mob's legs out from under his leg, and now he's going to start that same offense. Lucky running the ropes. D-Mob is dazed. Big back switch rolls through. A little bit of trickery there. D-Mob's had enough of it, bringing IRS back into this match. And big knee drop off the top. That jumping B, so deadly. As Lucky goes back to his own corner, bringing Brian Battler back into this contest. Big haymaker to the back of the head. And IRS certainly could not have been prepared for it, as all his attention was on Battler. Battler shoots IRS into his own corner. And massive football tackle. As I said, this is the football background of Battler. You're going to see a lot of power. You're going to see those shoulders come into play. Those massive tackles. Possibly even the occasional headbutt as he attempts to go for a spear. But his style of play is, of course, somewhat unorthodox, as there are not too many men that will throw themselves at a runner sideways. Brian Battler is not above doing so.
10 minutes gone.
And D-Mob dumping Lucky to the outside, but so close to the orange Gatorade corner. Gotta wonder, like, just what he's going to be able to get out of this, as this is going to be immediately broken up. And it is absolute pandemonium. Both aprons are totally cleared. But D-Mob in control. And just like saying that, Battler shooting D-Mob, and another big spear goes for the cover. 1, 2. That was nearly it. An uncharacteristic error from JBIII, unable to break up that pinfall on that first attempt. And burning hammer from D-Mob, sending Battler to the outside, and now he's 2-on-1 against IRS and JBIII. And while that's going on, D-Mob battling it out with Brian Battler and Lucky, and having an excellent time of that.
11, 12, 13.
Battler coming in at the count of 13. But just how much damage had been done on the outside? Whatever it may be, it's clearly not enough to get him back to his own turnbuckle, as he wants to stay in this match. A bit of a miscue from IRS and D-Mob, and that allows an opportunity. Just as I say that, IRS sidestepping that tackle, spins through it in a classic football move there. And now IRS just choking the life out of Battler in that orange Gatorade corner. Big gut wrench suplex from Schyster, but both men on the mat. This series has taken so much out of both teams. Big lariat from Battler. And another lariat, this time coming from IRS. Once again, another one. And IRS bringing the fight back to that blue Gatorade corner. Both men going for back switch. IRS getting the successful maneuver here. Big Samoan drop from IRS, goes for the cover, but this time it is in that orange Gatorade corner. Battler doesn't find his mark off the top rope. D-Mob does connect with Emerald Flosion. And this is still just such a chaotic situation. Now it's Battler up against JB3. JB3 measuring his distance with those jabs so effectively. It's so difficult to fight him if you are unable to pin him down. Battler, big powerbomb whip. He goes for a big boot, does not find its mark. And he's once again chasing down JB3. Battler forced to break the hold as JB3 able to get his hand on the ropes. And D-Mob hanging choke. Just the pure strength of D-Mob. So impressive. Brian Battler, that tandem offense. And there's that patented football tackle that you know to expect from Battler. And there it is. There is the loophole that JB3 so commonly wants to exploit in these matchups. Only getting a warning from Mario this time. But not willing to test his luck. He will bring D-Mob into this contest now. And D-Mob and JB3, their tandem offense has been so spectacular over the course of this tournament. That double powerbomb, so extremely effective. Massive spear from Battler, but both teams just struggling here. You've got to figure both teams hanging on by a thread, but neither team willing to give up. They understand what's at stake here. Both teams so desperately want King of Fighters gold. Can't understate enough just how long it has been since the American sports team has seen anything in the King of Fighters tournaments. So an opportunity to win one now would be such an absolute coup. Big diving elbow from Lucky, but doesn't elect to go for the cover. Haymaker to the back of the head. Now both men battling it out in this orange Gatorade corner. Wheel kick from Lucky. And Schyster responds back with a lariat right across the throat of Lucky. IRS bringing JB3 back into this contest. You've got to figure he's looking for an opportunity to set up that brass knuckle shot. He calls the loophole. Now double knee drop to the back. Clubbing blow. Going for an illegal choke here. That's going to clear out both aprons. And everyone is down except the two legal men in this contest. Lucky putting JB3 in that tree of woe. Able to get a little bit of extra offense in as both members of this team try to pin him down. And it is just a slugfest in the center of the ring. Big headbutt from JB3. Football tackle from Brian Battler. Goes for a big boot. It's sidestepped by JB3. JB3 connects with a jawbreaker. Able to switch sides and kicks the leg right out from under Battler's leg. Battler bringing this fight back to his own corner. This is the kind of thing you have to do if you want to win this type of match. But JB3 low blow will create an opportunity to get to his own corner, and a double suplex will bring the fight closer still. JBIII clearly winded. Schyster connects with that big lariat. Power bomb, but power bomb too close to that blue Gatorade corner. Brian Battler just showing off a little bit for the crowd as he tags in Lucky, and we are once again double power bomb. Bit of a miscue from the American sports team. Double down in the center of the ring. IRS to his feet first. Lucky not too far after. That's a long distance for Lucky to go. Is he going to be able to make it? IRS to his feet. Dive kick to the back of the head. Followed by a spinning wheel kick. Is that enough? And mounted elbows to the back of the head. And for the first time ever, the American sports team are your KoF champions. If that is not a feel-good story, I don't know what is. You know, my condolences to Heavy D, whose invitation to this event may have been lost in the mail. But the American sports team are your new KoF TV champions. And they will be defending their title next Sunday night. Of course, we run this show Sunday nights, 7:30 Eastern Time. That is going to conclude tonight's show. Of course, I'll put on Dark Match just so I can hang out with the chat and see who's all still here, wants to talk while some wrestling's going on in the background. And that is your new KoF TV champion. Yeah, I'm very okay with that happening. Certainly not next week, but at a later date, I would be very okay with that. Honestly, at this point, I feel like that's just a real canonical Blake's House team. Because, like, thematically, it's such a perfect setup for a team. Alright, so you guys know how this works. We've got 4 members on each side. If you guys want to pick who is going to be competing in the dark match while I hang out with you guys in the chat, I certainly know who is... Alright, we're gonna go Lady X from Rumble Rose. Yeah, I do have some, like, actual OC characters on my Fire Pro save. So, Lady X has already been picked on the blue side. I will say, I was pulling for Reika Psyche. It's entirely plausible you have seen her on the internet. Like, that is the muscle idol. Alright, well, I've got some bad news for you, Orlando. You are about a minute too late to get that pick in. But we don't have a pick on the Orange Gatorade side. Okay, oh, alright, yeah, I'll let that match roll. Patrick Christopher will almost certainly be getting dumpstered by Lady X. Because Lady X is an actual boss character in the game she comes from. But, But yeah, this was the OC I made for the WWF Know Your Role role-playing game, which has a way better than it has any right to battle system. The rest of the game is kind of whack, but the battle system is like actually legit good at wrestling. I think I also played this character in like WWE 2K one year in one of their story modes, which, man, it is absolutely criminal how WWE 2K looks. That being said, we're in a good time with wrestling video games because Fire Pro World is getting like constant developer support. I'm really excited for the custom entrance DLC. Like, I know people on the internet are possibly, like, somewhat justifiably complaining that it's $20 DLC, but at the same time, like, Spike is not a big developer, and I'm sure the team on Fire Pro is, like, legitimately needs the money. So, like, I'm happy to give them $20 for custom entrance DLC. So, there are rumors that an AEW game is coming. The Chikara game is fucking wild. If you have not seen gameplay footage of the Chikara game, you should definitely do that. I was showing... Oh, is that confirmed? Because, like, that's been a rumor for a while. But the Chikara game, like... That game is a Saturday morning cartoon, but a wrestling game. I hope Retromania looks good. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot of gameplay footage from that, but it definitely nails the look of WWF WrestleFest. So hopefully if it plays remotely similar, that'll be cool. If not, Chikara will be good enough. So, like, JBIII is being JBIII about, like, an AEW game existing. So, like, I have pretty good reason to believe that that could be a thing. But, yeah, like, it's a good time for wrestling video games. Complete shot. 6 minutes into this contest. Honestly, I'm just happy to, like, because I know they're not called Aki anymore. I can't remember the name of the studio, but, like, it's a lot of the same team as far as I know. So, like, an Aki-style wrestling game in 2019 just sounds fantastic. Lady X, an actual boss character, took 2 complete shots. No sold my finish, brother. Like... Rumble Roses is a weird game. Like, Rumble Roses, as far as I know, was like the same engine Here Comes the Pain was on. So, like, it was a decent wrestling game. But, like, it kind of had the stigma of being, like, the horny wrestling game. So, like, which is a shame. Because, like, Joshi wrestling is good as hell. Alright, I'm gonna be a mark for my own OC. Like, how are you gonna kick out of my finish 3 times? I get to be a mark because I don't have to actually do commentary. Actually, this character was what I had built the Princeler Creator Wrestler out of, so like you'll see a lot of similar moves. Not all the same. Like I'm pretty sure I don't do the Impaler. I am surprised that Christopher has not submitted yet out of either of those Dragon Sleepers. Crossface, crossface, crossface. Fans surprised to see the crossface. Yo, all right. Yeah, that is not how I thought that match was going to go, honestly. Yeah. Look, man, that boss fight was fucking stupid. Like, legit, all I did when I, like, played that boss fight is, like, alright, I'm gonna fucking double leg, I'm gonna fucking stomp on your knee and put you in a hold, and I'm gonna do that for fucking, like, 15 minutes because her meter gain is so good and her damage is so high, like, you let her do anything, she just fucking obliterates you. But, yeah, video games. Actually, on the subject of wrestling games, before I let y'all go tonight, I do have Chikara Action Arcade Wrestling, so might have a stream of that sometime in the next couple weeks, because that game just looks too goofy to not do something with. As always, I do this every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully you guys liked what you saw. We do weekly episodic wrestling content. If you are coming from YouTube, you can find me at twitch.tv/MondayCindy. Truth be told, I wasn't like super happy with tonight's show, but that's because I was still writing tonight's show at like 6:30 p.m. So, like, to me, it felt kind of thrown together. Like, I didn't get to do some of the things I wanted to do because I didn't have time to record, like, vignettes. But it is what it is. Like, I'm glad you guys stuck around, and I hope you guys come around for next week's show. And, let me go ahead and figure out who we are rating, because I'm trying to be good at Twitch and help some people out that also do video game stuff. Let's see. Alright, hey, appreciate you guys saying so. Like, I do this because it's fun to do it, but, like, it really is legitimately rewarding that my friends enjoy the things that I make. Like, I definitely get a lot more enjoyment out of it because of that. But I'm going to go ahead and throw you guys at Melee. Oh, speaking of Melee, so the Melv Bash 2000, it's still a thing, it's real. I know we've been talking about that event for like a month, but it's a real thing and it's gonna happen. I still don't have dates. If I had dates, I'd give you guys dates. But oops. But you can look forward to seeing Mag.Lo and Team Blake's House competing in that eventually. I sure as hell don't know when it is, but when it happens, it'll be cool. Alright, well, I will see you guys down the road. Let's see.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. Out of the mist, your voice is calling. It's twilight time.